somebody who keeps getting bigger and bigger is Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
Obviously, at the start of last week, it was announced that he's going to be fighting Charles Martin. Do you believe that this was the time to jump at an opportunity like this that was presented to your team?
No, I think we didn't have to take the fight. I think there's huge risk in the fight. I think it's a 50-50 fight. But I just feel that the timing's right to try and make this happen. You know, you could fight a final eliminator in 5 or 6 months with someone as good as Charles Martin to become 75-25 as a mandatory. So it's definitely too early for us, but can you beat Charles Martin? And we think he can. But I'll tell you something now, the odds are ridiculous. I mean, Charles Martin is a great fighter. He's an awkward 6'5" southpaw that can really punch. This is anybody's fight. I just believe that Joshua's going to take it with both hands and become world champion in April the 9th.
See, the thing is, if Joshua wins this, he can only fight the upper echelon of
that's fine anyway. That's irrelevant. You know, everyone was saying, oh, but when he becomes world champion, but he's only going to be fighting people he was going to fight anyway. We were going to fight Jennings, Stavern, Scott, Chisora, Ustinov. They're all guys that are in the top 15. So I'm not worried about that. The question is, can you beat Charles Martin? And there's probably too much risk in the fight to take that fight now. You know, he's not someone you'd necessarily choose. He's 6'5", awkward.
So credit to Charles Martin for actually.
Well, listen, he's been well looked after. But credit as well to Anthony Joshua, because he was the one that was pushing the team forward. You know, I said, I think you should do it. The trainer said, I think you beat him, but we've got a big future. We're building. And he said, I want it. I want the fight. I believe I can beat Charles Martin. And if I do, I'll become heavyweight champion of the world. If he beats Charles Martin, it becomes the biggest commodity in world boxing. So that's what's on the line. So squeaky bum time. Stick your balls on the line. We're going in there. We're rolling the dice across that roulette table. And if it comes off, we're hooping and hollering. And we're partying all night long. But everybody loves a gamble.
Of course. Just last week as well, Luke Campbell is announced that Luke Campbell's going to be fighting Gary Sykes. Good fight for him after a loss, and there is a tough fight as well for
very tough fight, especially coming off the loss. Local pride, Battle of Yorkshire. Great fight. He wanted to come straight back into championship action. He will. I still believe Luke Campbell's going to go on and become a world champion. But the performance against Mendy was disappointing. New trainer.
He's gone out to Miami.
To Miami, and looks fantastic. And I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. But Sykes is no mug. It's a real fight.
Just want a quick update on Pedraza and Stephen Smith. What's the latest with that? Because that's been going on a long time.
I mean, listen, we agreed a deal 4 or 5 weeks ago with Lou DiBella. We spoke to the IBF, confirmed it, everything's agreed, waiting on the date, no date, told it would be 26th of March, maybe the 19th, maybe the 12th, nothing. Then we were told it would be the 2nd or the 9th of April, just waiting, nothing. So Pedraza is waiting. He thought he was boxing on February 20th. I said to him, if you can't do the fight, I'll do the fight. Now I pulled out of a purse bid that I actually believe I would have won because we agreed a deal. But there's a big log jam. You know, there's so many fighters waiting on dates at the moment. It's crazy. So you've got, if you can't provide the dates, you've got to look elsewhere. And I will put that fight on in the UK. And I think Pedraza will be paid well. And I wish I would have done that in the first place. But I know Lou DiBella very well. And, I'll take his word that we'll get a date. But enough's enough.
Quickly, just want to touch upon the link with Floyd Mayweather Promotions. It's announced that there's going to be a series of fights with their fighters against your fighters. What's the situation with that, and when can we see something like that?
Leonard Ellaby phoned me up and flirted the idea with me. I liked it. I think TMT's a great brand. We talked about matching our fighters. We talked about Rocky Fielding, J. Leon Love. These kind of fights. I think it's good fun. I think it'll create some nice hype. I think it'll create some nice matchups. So I think summer we'll probably have our first one. We've got a little bit of more exploring to do on the exact concept, but the conversation was very positive and quite straightforward. I think we both know what we want to get out of it, and onwards and upwards.
Hey fight fans, if you guys haven't already done so, make sure you download the Behind the Gloves app. It's free, and it features really cool stuff like a fight calendar that reminds you of all the upcoming fights, and it allows for you to, with one click, to remind yourself directly to your phone. And it also features 24/7 breaking news that's going on in boxing. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that and subscribe to this channel.